Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris with Kristen's Crafts, and today I am bringing you the fourth process video for our June Build-A-Page. Again, I'm sorry that this is coming out so late. I actually have this week off from the 4th of July, and I've now recovered. We had a huge party on Monday, and my husband and I were home and recovering yesterday. He's now returned to work. I have the week off and the house is nice and quiet, so I thought I'd be able to get the last of these videos done this week. So today we are now rotating our sketch so that the band is at the top. So as you'll remember, if you go back into our series, the process video for layout number 1 had the band to the right hand side. We rotated it for the second layout with the band at the bottom. The last video we rotated it so it was to the left. Now we're rotating again so it will be at the top. The last video, which I'm hoping tomorrow, will be stretching the sketch to make it a 2-page layout. More than likely I'll have the band to the right hand side and spread it out. Now, I had pictures pulled out, and again, as I've been rotating the sketch, I've also been rotating the orientation of the photos. So here with the band at the top, my photos are now horizontal. So I had picked out these two photos. They're pictures of Emily's dress prior to the wedding. They're hanging on what they would use as their altar for the farm wedding. Really love these, but when I went to look at the paper kits that I had left, the one that would have been for a single page layout actually was like the lights and would have been more reception type. And then I had this wood grain that was more for what I thought was more appropriate, but that was, I had picked out, and tomorrow's stretch picture I have of the garter. So I'm like, ugh. So what I did was I've kind of went through the kits off camera. I'm still using the papers that I pulled out from the past videos. I had a couple that were left over. So what I did was I took this background that I had for the double page. I'm using that one. And you'll see what I'm going to do for the double page tomorrow. I'm going to be mixing up the background paper, which is something I do enjoy doing. And so I thought you guys would like seeing how I do that. I'm going to use this burlap, and I'm going to use that as that scalloped edge. And then I have a little bit of pink that I figure we can use as part of the band, or a very thin band to go with the scallop. I'm going to use the inside part of the burlap as part of my matting. And then I pulled out, I have another piece of this, and I'm going to try and see if I can use both sides. Maybe one. I don't know if I can get both on there. I might have to single mat them. Or I might just do one mat and then fussy cut this out. We'll see how that goes. But then I have that wood grain. So here is the 4 that I have. I think these are better colors and more suited to the photos. And so when you're doing it, you kind of have to look at your photos too. I think let me grab them out. I have them all here to the side. So when I'm looking at them, I do, if I'm kind of doing theme, you just kind of have to make sure that the mood and feel of the paper matches what you would have had for the pictures that you pull out. And see, like for the double page, I had more of like the pink and the light colors. Well, they're not going to go with the dark barn and the party atmosphere of going in and, you know, doing the throwing of the garter and stuff. So I had like this paper, which was cut aparts. I had this darker paper. And then I had this paper, which is all the party lights and the wood grain picked out. And then this one here with the cut apart for today. And they really don't go with the feel of the photos that I pulled out, but they will go with the feel of the garter photos, if that makes sense. So anyways, if you go back and you look at my original making of the paper kits, you're going to see they're a little bit different. Again, still using the same paper, just kind of shuffling things around. And that's okay. When you get to a crop and you've made these and you find out something doesn't work, you're going to be looking at the things that you brought with you. And so in this case, what I have, I'm still using what I brought with me. I'm just kind of shuffling them around and repurposing. That's the word, repurpose. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a simple fussy cut around this little lace. And actually what I think I'll do is I'll go ahead and put you off camera. I'm just going to go ahead and fussy cut this out so you don't have to watch paint dry. And then when I come back, we'll start building it together. Okay, so I'm back and everything's been fussy cut out. So now I have this piece of lace and we're just going to go ahead and start building the bottom. I'm going to set that to the side. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut the branding strip off of what I'm going to use as my background. And just make sure it's to 12. This paper is wood background number 2. This is by Ella and Viv, if you're ever looking for a good wood grain. And of course, I did not cut that very well. Let's try this again here. I'm going to take a little bit more off. Cleaner straight edge there. Okay. So then what I'm going to do, normally what I've been doing on the last few videos is cutting my strip at like 1 inch. I think what I'm going to do is 1/2 inch because I think I just want a little bit of a pop, like a piece of lace that you'd be putting over the top. So now that I have this, I'm going to put this to the side. I might use it for a little bit of matting. So let's go ahead and just start with this piece here. Move my trimmer and my lace. So we'll just go ahead and glue this down. And again, this is going to actually be at the top of the page. But right now, let's see, do I want it like that? Yeah. And I'm just bringing it in, I'm eyeballing it to what I believe will be approximately 1/2 inch. Trying to make sure it looks straight. And then we'll put that little pop of pink at the top. And that's just going to cover up that little bit of an edge and give it a more finished look than having that edge of that paper there. All right, so there's the top. Now, I know I want the burlap to be on there. I'm thinking I want to do like 3 layers. So I think I need a pink. So let's pull the pink in closest to the pictures. Now in the sketch, they have like 2 fairly thick. I think I'm going to do a thin, a thicker, and then another thin. So I'm just giving this a very, very thin pink border. It's just going to pull in a little bit more of that pink, that pop of color onto the layout. So it's in more than one place than just at the top. scrap to the side. Like that. Okay, just had to do a quick pause. Those of you who have cats know that occasionally cats cough up fur balls, and mine was about ready to do that, and I didn't think for a real-time process video y'all wanted to hear that, so hopefully I caught it before it got on camera. I will double check, but anyway. All right, so we've cut that. Now I'm thinking I'm not going to go with the wood green, only because I'm thinking I want to keep this lighter. So let's go with the burlap, and then I might pull in the green just to pull in a little bit more. So let's see. I'm going to have to go this way with it. Looks good. And then we'll just put that little pop of green in there that will just kind of accent it. That way it's going to pull in. Even though her colors were actually kind of a, the blue-green color, more to the green. And then for like the ties and stuff, I had on kind of a purplish plum color, deep plum. Her mom had on more burgundy, but the flowers that she had pink flowers, and they also had, it doesn't look straight, but it is. You also have the green in the background, the green that was in the, you know, when you're looking at the field and things like that. So the colors do kind of all go in the whole scheme of thing. When you look at the book, it will end up having a little bit more of the blues in there. But for things like that, this, I am going to be pulling in a little bit of the green or the pinks in here and a little bit of the greens. So let's go ahead. I really like that light color. I'm almost wondering if I even need the green. I'm going to hold off because I can pull the green in with the leaves of the flowers, but I really like that soft look. So let's just stick with this. All right, so now we have our clusters are going to be here, here, and down here. So let's see what we have. I also have some more flowers, I think, in here that I've cut out too. So let me pull these out as well. All right. And then I have some in the tray here. And then I also have the doilies. And I really like, since I have the lace up here, I'm thinking I want to pull a doily here and here. So let's first of all grab one of these small ones and when I cut my doilies, I tend to cut them like 1/3, 2/3, and then make one of them like a smaller cluster and one of them a larger cluster. And in the sketch, this cluster up here is going to be a bigger one. Then you're going to have your medium size down here, and this is just kind of an accent. And so we're going to kind of do the same thing here. So I'm just going to tack this down. When I glue my mats down, I tend to keep the glue more to the center. That way I still have an edge going around that I can tuck things under. But with ATG, it is a little bit more forgiving, so you can lift things up if necessary. So we'll go ahead and add a little bit here. And then when you're adding ATG to doilies, try and stick to the center. If you go on the lace part, it tends to rip. So you want to kind of avoid that. We're going to pull it down just a little bit, and then we will find our flowers. And I'm not pushing it down because I'm not positive what flowers I want to use on there yet. I'm thinking maybe this one. It's got a flat edge, but I can kind of rotate it so that's hidden. And then that pulls that corner in. I like that. I also have this one that was like a half one, and if you stick this like under another layer, it looks like the flowers are coming out from under the layers of the photos. So let's go ahead and glue that down. I like how that looks. And I'm kind of, when I'm doing like my leaves, you just kind of turn it to how it looks good. Here I'm just kind of pointing it to the corner. It's just kind of moving it that way off the page. And then we're just overlapping a little bit here. So you've got these flowers like they're coming out from under the matting. And again, when you look down at the garden, you see that all the flowers in your garden are different layers. That's the look you're wanting. So we're going to take this little piece here. We know that we're going to build our little cluster down here at this end. So we'll just add a little bit of ATG onto there. And now we're going to look for a littler bloom. Again, this is going to be our medium size though. So now in the picture, if I overlap, it's just the milk can. We have a milk can here. I have other pictures of it all set up. So if that got covered up, it's not going to be a big deal because I have other places that you're going to see it in the album itself. And that's another thing to think about is like, okay, if I cover this up, am I losing a lot, or is it just one little bit, you know, that no one will ever miss? And so in this case, it's one little bit that no one's going to miss because they're going to see it in other places. And I'm thinking I like this and this little cluster because this one has like the leaves and the little bud coming off. It gives it a little bit interest, and I don't have to really add a whole lot more to it. And again, we're going to come off of from underneath this first mat, so it looks like it's coming under the photo mat itself. Okay, so I'm good with this. Now we need a little something up here. So let's see what we have up here. And I'm thinking I want to go smaller if I have something smaller. Let's see. I do have this little bud that would be kind of cute coming off the top. And that's kind of big. All right, I'm thinking that's little bud is the smallest I have right now. Everything else is bigger. I am going to pull out a few of the butterflies. I'm just going to pull these out and just see what I can find here. Okay, I think I've got all the florals that are cut. So what I was thinking is I do have this little one here, and then I could pull a bud out from underneath it. But I'm not really liking that. Do like the bud, so I'm not giving up on that one yet. Now I do have this bigger one that has the bud on it, and I could go and just have it go off the page And I think I'm liking that because it gives me the greenery, it gives me multiple, and then if I cut it off, it's in good size. All right. So let's go ahead and we're gonna glue that down and use the bottom half of this floral. And again, the way I'm kind of facing the leaves, I'm facing the leaves so they're running off the page. But this like bud hanging down points towards the photo, and you want everything to encircle the photos, which is the important part of it. So now when we cut this off, it should have that effect like the sketch. A little bit bigger than the sketch, but that's okay. You know, you still have 3 sizes. This one's just a little bit more. Now I do have the lace from this little scalloped edge, which kind of mimics the doilies. So we're all good on there. So now I'm going to put this to the side, or unless I wanted to poke it out of one of these. And I think I'm going to just not. Sometimes less is more. All right. So now we have a whole bunch of butterflies and die cut pieces and things. So let's see what I've got here. Here's the black. I think I'm gonna go with the black and cream colored ones again, just because they're more neutral. I do like this one. Let me see if I have another black one. I do have these tags. I kind of like those. And that pulls a little of the gray in. I'm just looking to see what I've got for butterflies and die cuts. I like the little postage stamp. That'll be cute. Word love, and here's a little bit of the green. Here's another black and white. Okay, cool. I knew I'd fussy cut a whole lot of butterflies out, so I think we're gonna go with that. I do like the little tag pieces coming in here because then that helps with a little bit of that black and white. and I do have some twine. So let's go ahead. I'm going to add the twine since these are very small. It'll be easier to add it now than later. These were just tags that were on a branding strip that I fussy cut. So make sure before you throw things away, see what you can cut out as little embellishments. It makes it a little bit more cost effective. So far, everything that, other than the doily, everything so far that I've decorated with on this page has been from a piece of paper. There's been no cost involved in extra stuff other than, like I said, the doily. And I really find that if you don't mind taking the time of fussy cutting things out, you really can stretch your money's worth. Especially nowadays, the embellishments are getting so expensive. So anytime that I can go in and find something that's I can fussy cut to use as a die on my embellishment or on my layouts really does help. And so here, no one knows that these are just scraps that, basically I would have normally thrown away, and now they look like just tags that are tucked in. Same thing with the butterflies. These butterflies came on, these were from Peachy Cheap. My sister gave them to me last year for my birthday, and the pack, they were 8.5 by 11 papers of October Afternoon, and I fussy cut them out, all the butterflies, and now I've got all those embellishments to be able to use. And let's see. I think I'm going to tuck the love stamp in underneath. Have that kind of coming out. And it's just a fine line between finding where like the leaves cover up so you can read it. Oops, needs a little bit more. There we go. Give it a little push. And then we have the word love. That's too square. Yeah, like that. All right, what else can we put in? And I have this So in Love. I can put that maybe right here. And the butterfly coming out from under it. Okay, I like that. And then, let's see. First kiss, sorry, XO, you and me better together. So there's really nothing dress related on here. I do like this Fill Today with Love. Now the title, once I rotated, was down, would have been down here, but I'm actually thinking I want something up here. And I'm wondering if the meant to be, I don't like the white background though. Let's see what else I've got. I could use the word forever. It's very faint, but I kind of like that because this is a very light page. And so I think I want to go with Forever up here. And you really can't see it. All right, let me put you guys on pause. I'm going to go through my thickers and just see if I can find something that doesn't have a white background. Because like I had these, but like Kind and Cool really don't go. And I have these, but I don't think there's any words left. Let me look. There's the word shine. And she did shine in her dress. Smile, shine. And then there's the word sweet. Let's go ahead and use shine because I don't know when I'd have an opportunity to kind of use that. And it does, like I said, every bride shines in her dress, so I can make that work. And we're just gonna do it up above, and then we'll add some more gold in, and then we can call this one done. All right, so we have that. I like the small filigreed florals. So let's see where we can tuck this in. Maybe like under here. Okay, and then we just need a little coming out on the other side. Here's a little one here. And then another one here. So I usually find if I'm using something up here, like if I just leave this by itself, it kind of looks odd. But if I now add a little bit up, it just looks like it's part of the bouquet. But I'm still wanting to go soft because again, this is kind of a soft page. So like these leaves here, if I put them in up here with the tags, it kind of finishes, and I might even stick something like right here. Let's see what else I have. All right, this is small. All right, so we have a little bit around it. We have this here. Now I need maybe like one more something up there, but nothing big because again, that's kind of my smaller cluster. And I could do like double hearts. And then that brings that gold up there. All right, I think we're gonna call this done. So I have my title up here. I have it very light. I've spread the gold out. Let me see. I do have the green and gold. Nope, I'm gonna leave it. Sometimes just step away, be simple, don't overdo, and we're gonna call this one done. So I wanna thank you guys for stopping by today. Again, I will be back again tomorrow on my channel where we will do our last layout, which is gonna be a 2-page spread of the, this will be from the reception part. So we've kind of shown, again, spreading these out throughout different albums. This will be the getting ready part of the album. I have one of the ceremony at the farm. I have one from the ceremony from the church We have a layout that was at one of her showers, and now tomorrow we'll have a layout that was at the reception. So here we're using the same sketch. It'll be throughout the same themed album, but they're not going to be next to each other. And when you look at all of them with the different papers, they look like they belong together, but no one's going to be able to know that you used that same sketch 5 different times within, 1 week of sitting down and doing layouts. So thanks so much for stopping by. I'll be back again tomorrow and we'll wrap this up. Thanks for your patience. Love you all. Thank you for all the wonderful comments. I'm hoping to get on to this week and reply to a lot of people and do some of the stuff that I haven't been able to do with work. Again, work is still lots of overtime, so I'm assuming when I go back next week, it's going to be the same thing. So I don't know what will happen after that. Trying to get the July up, but again, it's just busy with summer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.